Hey folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. I'm the Mysterious JG. Full disclosure, this is an infusion day. I don't think you'll be able to hear the occasional mechanical sound in the background. If you do, let me know in the comments, because I might just need to make a conscious decision. I'm not going to... I might have to make a conscious decision not to record on Infusions days, if that's the case. But I'm just letting you know in case my commentary seems weird, like I'm, in a particularly surly mood. But actually, no, I'm looking forward to this play session quite a bit. So, big change between this video and the last. The Squall is now at level 100, because I just went and... because it was another day where I wasn't feeling that great the last time I was recording. So I just got ourselves to a position where I could, off-screen, while catching up on other people's LPs and stuff, and using the great speed-up commands, I grinded against monsters till I was at level 100 in the training center. And the interesting thing about that is my seed rank went up. Time passing while you are not advancing the story generally brings your seed rank down. So time spent grinding against monsters anywhere other than the training center brings your seed rank down. But fighting monsters in the training center counts as training. So your seed rank will go up over time. It's kind of silly that way. That being said, I've got over 1 million gold. And the only time you'd ever need that much gold is when you're trying to buy mass quantities of items to refine for permanent stat boosts. And by the time you're trying to do that, you need a lot more than 1 million gold. So it's kind of meaningless right now. Eventually, I think just to show it off, I'm going to take the seed tests open book so you can see these are the questions you're answering. Do you think you'd know the answers to these without a book? And get our seed rank maxed out. But unless you're really consciously trying to keep your seed rank up, maxing your seed rank, it's going to drop. I think seed rank max is 30. It's going to drop down to 29 at some point as you're just playing the regular game, regular styles. But anyway, so right now, what makes this kind of interesting is right now we're at level 100 and Zell is at level 8. So if this party were to go into battle, the enemies would be in a plus or minus a couple of levels. They would all be at what's halfway between 198. I guess they would be at level they'd be in the high 40s, low 30s, or low 50s. And most enemies, if their level is 30 or above, their best available spells to draw from that enemy type are available, and their stats go up. But the basic, what can you draw from these enemies? I think it's most of the time it's from level 1 through 9, they do this. From level 10 through 19 they do, or it might be more like 1 through 15 they do this, 16 through 29 they do this, and 30 plus they do their best. So now any party that Squall is in, if he's with 2 people who aren't leveled up at all, it might dip below 30. But yeah, our chances of getting access to the best spells to draw are much higher now. I'm not going to bother to set up junctions, because as you may recall from the end of the last video, I'm right at the point where Zell just came in and said, hey, let's go train, and off screen by accident, I chose no, and you end up saying something like, I'm not in the mood, and he's like, okay, no problem, let me know if you change your mind. He leaves, and Squall says, do I really seem that depressed? So kind of effectively the same dialogue. You just don't get Zell in your party. But we're about to go into a plot scene, which our party will be reunited at the end of a bunch of plot sequences anyway, so it doesn't really make any effective difference. So let's just act like we're heading to the training center and let the story take over. Good day. Hello everyone, this is Headmaster Sid speaking. The lines have been fixed and I'm glad to be back on the air, hurrah! Whoa! That's quite a coincidence. This happens just as he's got the PR system going again. Boy, it's a slow day. Come on, give me a big one. I have to make him... He's a fisherman, so he should talk not exactly like Irvine, but still have a kind of rustic Midwestern / Southern. Oh, he could be sophisticated. Come on, give me a big one. He could talk like old General Arcturus, Arcturus Minx. Was he a general, or he was something else? No, it's General Duke. Was it General Minx was something. There wasn't a general. Oh, you got the big one too. I'm really impressed that he's still fighting for this fish as this happens. We're gonna need a bigger boat, right? We're gonna get a bigger boat. Squall, this is the headmaster speaking. Please come to my office. Repeat, come to my office right away. Everybody, please remain calm. Also, please do not leave the garden under any circumstance unless you are permitted. We will try to get things back in order ASAP. Thanks you for your cooperation. Squall, thank you for coming. Here are your orders. So we've landed on Fisherman's Horizon. Please go ashore with Zell and Irvine. I find the local mayor and apologize for this accident. Tell them they'll be coming in peace. Lord, Jesus, take a look around the city while you're out there, too. Yes, sir. Why do I have to go? Oh, shut up, Squall. You're the hero of the game, Squall. Stop being such a... Do you have something to tell me? No. Seed is not just a special force for combat. I want you to see the world. To broaden your horizons, I have high expectations of you, Squall. Now go. Squall, our fate lies in your hands. What does he mean by that? Hey, scared you there, huh? I was just trying to say be careful. Don't offend anybody in Fisherman's Horizon. And you can play cards with them, by the way, but since we have the Cipher card, there's no particular reason to. What's up? Are we going to Fisherman's? Well, there's no apostrophe, so it's not possessive. It must be that they don't know how to spell fishermen. We can go out now, right? I want to go too. We'll land at Fisherman's Horizon. We'll make an official apology, then observe the town. Yo, go to the second floor deck to get the Fisherman's. The front gate's closed. Well, looks like technically right now I could, if I were so inclined, I could go level up Zell and Irvine off screen. I'd have to kill one of them. And let Squall, like say I wanted to level up Zell, I'd have to kill Irvine, then let Squall and Zell fight until Zell is able to actually win against the enemies that will be spawning when Squall is at level 100. Then kill Squall so that Zell will get experience faster because he won't be splitting it with Squall. I don't know, actually. I don't know how that works. You get a certain amount of experience per enemy defeated. And that level of experience, the number of experience points you get, I do believe depends somewhat on what the enemy is and what its level is. Maybe not. But yeah, if a character doesn't receive experience, I don't know if that means, like if this party went into combat and they were getting 1,000 experience points exactly from the party was defeated, and all three party members are alive at the end of the battle. I don't know if that means Zell and Irvine both get 333 and Squall just didn't receive experience. Or if they would split it 500-500 between Zell and Irvine, since Squall can't do anything with experience gained. I am not sure how that works. I do not know. I was trying to be smart about leveling up, because I guess I was grinding Squall up to level 100, and he had all the GFs equipped because he was the only person in the party. I mean, I did learn all the abilities that I can learn have been learned. And one of the GFs, I do not remember which one. Might be Ifrit, actually. Well, maybe not. Huh. I do not know who it was. I left him with ability times 3. Carbuncle already had ability times 3. I think I gave it to Leviathan. I think what I did is, yeah. So you'll notice all the Espers have magic GF draw item. Like, all of them have that. At least so far. Maybe later on there's ones who don't come with it by default. You only need, like, if you've got 3 different Espers or Guardian Forces junctioned to a character, only one of them actually needs to have magic before magic will appear as a command that you can select. So the recommended way to delete skills and have them learn new, better skills is to get rid of something like magic or item or GF, and just don't get rid of it on all of your, get rid of it on few enough that when you split up your junctions, you'll always have something junctioned to a character with it. So I believe what I did is delete item and replace it with ability times 4. So anyway, when Squall was leveling up, I had to have Leviathan, Carbuncle, Brothers, Shiva, and Ifrit. Is it Shiva? No, it's probably Quetzalcoatl. Or no, it wasn't Quetzalcoatl. It was magic bonuses from Shiva, hit points bonuses from Brothers. Carbuncle gives the vitality. Leviathan gives spirit. Oh, it's Ifrit. Ifrit gives strength bonus. Yeah, so I had to make sure that Ifrit, Siren, Brothers, Carbuncle, and Leviathan were junctioned. Because I think what I did is, and I used a fact to figure it out, I leveled up hit points to the point where junctioning 100 times the best hit point spell to Squall would give him the maximum hit points without needing to use a slot for hit points plus 20%, hit points plus 40%, etc. And after that, I switched over to magic because Squall is primarily a physical strength character. So he had strength and then vitality and spirit, which are the 2 defensive things. He had that plus hit points for 30-something levels, 40 levels, whatever it was, and then after his hit points had reached a point where it was sufficient, switched over so that his magic was also going up. And then at one point I noticed, well, neither Shiva nor Quetzalcoatl are actually gaining levels anymore, so I unequipped them in the hopes that it would cause these guys to level up faster, but it didn't actually check the math to make sure it was working. As you can see, Squall got all the way up to level 100, and those GFs are still not there. So the experience point was obviously being split out amongst them some kind of way. I don't know if it takes the same number of experience points to level a Guardian Force to 100 as it does to level a character to 100, but they are obviously leveling up way slower than Squall. If he got all the way to 100, and they're still in the 30s. We will go to the second floor, because I think that's the floor we're supposed to actually exit to Fisherman's Horizon on. I guess in theory I should have saved. I spent half of this video talking about all the off-screening, but considering how much off-screening was done, that might have been worthwhile. I don't actually want to play cards, so why did I come up to her? Well, nope. Let's look what we're doing. We're studying for the exam. Makes me a little crazy. It has me be notes. This reminds me I probably should be checking on the fledgling seed quest or whatever it's called, but I don't care. Here they come, walking down the street. We've come to warn you before you go ashore. Do not engage in any type of armed conflict in the city. We do not tolerate belligerence here. If you engage in armed combat, we will kill you in armed combat. Do you understand? Yes. We are representatives of the garden, and we come in peace. Dot, dot, dot. He looks like one of the gym guys from Galbadia Garden. Welcome to Fisherman's Horizon. We just call it FH. Fisherman's Horizon. 6 syllables. FH, 2 syllables. Okay. As with most abbreviations, that actually does make it faster to say. Exceptions include EWJ for Earthworm Jim, which actually adds syllables. You should go visit the mayor. His house is in the middle of the city. Sorry I have the same voice as you, Squall. He's the head of FH, or as we like to call it, F. We'll do just that. We'll call it F. Good. Looks like we understand each other. It's not complicated. If you stall my tails again, I'll attack with weapons. Man, this is a hell of a mess. I'm terribly sorry. It was inevitable. We lost control of the garden. Nah, don't worry about it. What's important is that nobody got hurt. We love fixing stuff anyway. We're dozers, so just consider yourself the Fraggles and eat our city. Kick back and enjoy your stay. Hey, that's Balm Garden, right? That's right. How did you know? And why isn't JG giving people voices that don't sound like squalls? From those patterns on the wall. We painted it a long time ago. Those were the good old days. Yes, the wall pattern painting days. Tell the mayor I said hi. Yo, let's go. No, come back. Tell me about the patterns. Tell me about how you painted them. Fisherman's Horizon. I remember thinking this was a really weird city concept. Alright. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm alive. Old man, I heard Balm Garden lost control. That's why you have to keep with your maintenance. I'm in the ocean for some reason. I would never have let a thing like that happen. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to prevent Gigi from singing in this falsetto. It's an oil rig. This is rapidly turning into Dead or Alive 6. Going down, Mr. Taylor? Okay. Tyler. Mr. Tyler. What the hell, JT? So you guys going to S-Star? S-Star? You know, that high-tech city. It's just beyond the train tracks. Oh, so I take it we're on the wrong side of the tracks? I guess you're not going there. A lot of people who stop here go there. The trains are down, so the best way to get there is to walk from here. What a joke, huh? Yeah, well, once you look at the map, you'll see that if you tried to cram this world into the shape of our world, the game so far has taken place in the Western Hemisphere. S-Star is in the Eastern Hemisphere. And Fisherman's Horizon is located on this weird land connection between the two hemispheres, roughly halfway across the Atlantic Ocean. So the idea that you're walking from here suggests that this planet is tiny. Anyway, you guys had an accident and came here, huh? I guess I shouldn't keep you. I'm not talking like this because JG thinks I'm the woman who speaks at the beginning of Love in an Elevator, by the way. Okay, get on. Ooh. I could say the same to you, man. I don't know if that song was from their famous Pump album, or Jump, or Hump, or Dump, whatever it was called. What? You don't remember me? We just met by a guard's entrance. I do remember him, actually. Was it him? I'm sorry. I can't believe it. Oh well. I'm operating this lift with my brother. You saw him up there, right? Oh yeah. Don't we look alike? No, you're different character models. You have different faces. I mean, even in the HD edition, you don't really look that much. Oh man, what's wrong with you? Oh well, let me know when you want to go up. Loving an elevator, loving it down as you're going up. Living it down as you're going up, whatever.
Are you a seed by any chance?
Yes.
I heard that you guys are like mercenaries and basically fight anybody for money. Are you happy with that kind of life?
What's his problem? Is he trying to pick a fight?
Never mind. The way you live your life is none of my business. Just don't cause us any problems. By the way, have I ever told you how I got these scars?
He sounds just like me. I guess it doesn't sound very nice. Yeah, now that someone who's a complete asshat has spoken to me, I understand how it must feel to others when I'm a complete asshat at all times. There's the squirrel. Mayor's house, I should say. See it? Okay, so apparently there's a quest I want to do now before I go to the mayor's house, because if I go to the mayor's house and kick the main plot going, this quest will disappear. And I don't want to jump into criticizing game design, but dooley, that's not great game design. I know it's not particularly artful to just have a text block that pops up and says, "Player, if you don't go to this screen to the right to initiate the side quest now, you won't get to do it." But, you know, making it so that, like, literally this is the only time we can come and do the side quest. So you're just exploring the town in an order that feels logical to you. The game really does funnel you to the mayor's house. That just seems kind of unfair. Now that I think about it, we kind of do need to... We kind of need to get everybody set up. Because I believe we will... Weakest spoilers ever. We're going to be getting Selphie, Renoa, and Kitus back. But we will have some combat, if I recall correctly, before that happens. So I want to make sure everybody has at least one GF that gives them magic. I mean, junction magic. And after that, it's kind of a free-for-all. Keep hitting B one more time. That is really, strictly speaking, wise. So let's try to get something for Zell and Irvine that gives them vitality. Oh, Shivas is kicking some ass here. Zell might not get anything else. He will need draw, GF, and magic. I'm not going to be messing. I'm not going to waste my time with Darkside. It's this game's attack that damages you, and it damages the enemy more than a regular attack, but also damages you. Not something I found a use for in this game personally, although I'm sure people who've really played with the game engine have probably found some applications for it. Otherwise, just the standard, like, let's really pump up the magic stats so that we can draw 100 out of enemies easily. And I'm not going to bother with encounter half and encounter none, because I've already got a version of that. I think we might want Thundaga. And actually, what does life actually doing here? Life is plus 30 to everything. Wow. So Shell must be only plus 20 to everything. So for whatever reason, Shell is not as good for... Oh, this is status, or is this elemental? Oh, this is status. Never mind. I don't want life and shell. That's crap. I want pain, which is probably junction to something else. Yeah, alright. Let's get pain off of magic, because as awesome as it is, I really want pain as one of my status immunities. 70's good. I'll probably end up going with death. Tornado's even better, but I've got that for hit points, and it's only slightly better. So let's go with death. And then over here we'll do... This doesn't make sense. I thought I would have... Well, ST I thought was status, and EL I thought was element. But apparently I'm misreading it, because it's... That doesn't... Okay, that's weird, but, never mind. Never mind. Go ahead and get Pain back, because he actually has, You know what, I shouldn't be doing this at all, because I'll be adding stuff to everybody. Alright. Strength and Spirit for Squall. Can we get it all with one junction? We can, thanks to the brothers from another mother. And he does. So he has element, not status. Now let's take care of Irvine. He's getting quite a treat. He's getting twice. He's getting more than anybody else, but treatment removes abnormal status, which is quite nice, actually. Recover might actually be useful for him. Particularly if he gets into, like, we get into power leveling mode eventually. Treatment is nice. That's too many special abilities. I'm not giving him regular stuff to work with. And he does need draw at the very least. I give him treatment. We'll give him move find, and we're avoiding leveling up, so let's just give him... We'll give him HP plus. It makes him more likely to get to use cool limit breaks and stuff. Now I can... Sorry, I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole video of this. Somebody needs to have card. So, I think Thundaga, and I don't really care otherwise. I'm surprised to find out that Life gives you better elemental resistance than Shell. Shell, I would think, would be kind of the default, like, yeah, cuts damage from all things by 50%, would have been my guess, but apparently it only does 20. And, it makes me curious what Protect does. Protect does the same as Shell, but for fewer spells. So there's no reason to use Protect if you have Shell and Life, but yeah, I'm still a little bit surprised at what is and is not available. Or sorry, what is and is not useful in that slot. And now it looks like I probably set it up. I probably, if I was more careful and studious, could have two different people with status stuff going, but I'm just feeling a little lazy. So let's add... We'll add blind, because that's just generally useful. We'll if I do this, he'll have worse magic than anybody else. Though probably still high enough to do what needs to be done for the most part. Let's go with Confuse and Berserk. So I'll actually keep Pain on them all. And that means everybody's got... Well, Squall's stats is going to be out of line with everyone else's anyway. But, everybody's got well over 100 magic. And in this video, we basically just stepped into Fisherman's Horizon and got very little else done. But you know what, guys? It'll be fine. Alright. When we come back next time, we will be trying to do a side quest in Fisherman's Horizon that needs to be completed before you talk to the mayor, who the game funnels you towards, because the game hates you and it doesn't want you to succeed. Despite actually this game being quite easy, if you're patient. When we come back next time, folks, this side quest. See you then.